For tonight, generally cloudy, scattered showers diminishing late, lows near 71. For tomorrow, mostly cloudy with a 50% chance of a return shower or thundershower, high 82, low 72. On Friday, mostly cloudy to partly cloudy, a 50% chance of a thunderstorm, high 85, low 72. For Saturday, a mix of sun and clouds, a 30% chance of an afternoon thunderstorm, high around 88 and a low around 72. My exclusive 5-day forecast, Sunday and Monday, a thunderstorm 60% likely, mostly cloudy to partly cloudy, highs Sunday 88, Monday 86, lows 71.
71 degrees at 5:09. I'm Chris Chandler, News 95.5 and AM 750 WSB. Depend on it.
3, 2, 1, 0. All engine running. Liftoff. We have a liftoff.
Good evening. It is 5:09. I am Erick Erickson. This is WSB and Atlanta's Evening News. We're even broadcasting live on YouTube, of all things, an aggressive hetero jock zone. Now, let's get into the news of the day. The news of the day begins with Paul Manafort's raid by the FBI this morning. It's true. A pre-dawn raid of Paul Manafort. Now, it is not a coincidence. I don't care who you are and I don't care what you think. It is not a coincidence that the National Enquirer is running a story that Paul Manafort has had some sort of sex scandal when this happens. It's not. And you know how I know it's not? A week before Mike Flynn was fired by the president, the National Enquirer ran a hit job on Mike Flynn. Now the National Enquirer is running a hit job on Paul Manafort. Donald Trump and the publisher of National Enquirer are very good friends. They protected Donald Trump during the campaign and ran hit jobs on Hillary Clinton and Donald Trump's opponents. The fact that the National Enquirer is going after Paul Manafort is a big, big red flag that Donald Trump is turning on Paul Manafort. So we have a pre-dawn raid of the FBI. You know, this actually confirms, I think, at least it comports with what I've been told by various sources who know what's going on with the grand jury and with the special prosecutor's investigation. I've been told, and I've told you guys this before, that the investigators, they've been looking not at Donald Trump and not at Donald Trump's family, but they've been looking at ancillary figures like Paul Manafort, like Carter Page, like, what's his name? Mike Flynn. So Manafort, Carter Page, Mike Flynn, I'm being told those are the people that are being looked at. It really, at this point, has nothing to do with the president and his family. It has everything to do with any ancillary deals these individuals might have had, any business dealings these people might have had. And you see, Rod Rosenstein, the Deputy Attorney General, has said if Robert Mueller wants to expand the scope of his investigation, he would need to get permission from the Department of Justice. Well, he would not need to get permission from the Department of Justice if he referred these individuals to a grand jury and let the grand jury continue to investigate them. If he found enough stuff to raise all sorts of red flags and pass them off to the grand jury, at this point it would have nothing to do with the campaign, but it would have everything to do with them. Now, there's kind of a delicious irony here. The entire 2018 Democratic argument for handing Congress back to the Democrats is the president stole the election. If they're looking at Paul Manafort and Carter Page and Mike Flynn, it's looking less and less like they're looking at the president stealing the election and more like these individuals were somehow engaged in nefarious dealings with the Russians, spying on the Trump campaign, or doing something else with the Russians that we don't know. There's where your red flag should be, not that the president stole the election. Listen, I still think the whole president stole the election theory is nonsense from Democrats who can't get over the fact that Hillary Clinton lost the election. So a few more thoughts on this, but first we need to check with Doug Turnbull on 25.
Hey, yes, sir. Things are settling settling down on the perimeter back to its normal ugliness. Eric, 513 of the Skycopter. We did have all lanes blocked at one point, but since they've opened, just trouble off to the right now. An earlier vehicle fire 75, make that 285 south the outer loop at Hollowell Parkway. The jam for this is still back to Georgia 400, but it's getting more like routine now. On the inner loop 285 east and south, you'll need almost every bit of an hour from 400 around toward Memorial Drive. Had an earlier problem around Highway 78. And just off of the perimeter, 20 west of Panola Road, the crash moved to the right there, but you're jammed through Lithonia. New trouble 20 east at Sigmund Road with delays at Conyers, says our traffic trooper, Eric.
Thank you very much. The phone number, 404-872-0750, 1-800-WSB Talk. Y'all, I'm tired of the rain, and most of it was south of the city today, but we've got storms moving into the metro area. Right now, light rain just to the west of Dallas and almost to the Alabama line. You've got storms crossing, though, into the Atlanta area. There are some sprinkles in the area inside the perimeter, some sprinkles out when you get towards Monroe. Everything heavy, though, out towards Alabama, just moving into the area. So just be advised if you're in the Atlanta area. Nationally, if you want to call into the program, 800-WSB Talk. You can watch us on the YouTube live stream at youtube.com/EW Erickson. Also, I would be negligent if I did not remind you guys, you can sign up for the daily email by texting WSB to 444-999. You'll get my daily email where you would have found out about this Paul Manafort stuff as it was breaking this morning. Manafort, if you will recall, before he worked for President Trump's campaign, was essentially a Kremlin enforcer in Eastern European countries. Manafort was a hired gun that was brought in to win elections in Ukraine and elsewhere, and he had a habit of siding with the totalitarian despots that Moscow liked. In fact, there was an email exchange, if you'll remember, his daughter's cell phone was uncovered, and a hacker posed as someone that the family would have known, and allegedly I say here, keyword, got the daughter to confess that she didn't much care for her father, and he worked with the Kremlin bullies and did all sorts of illegal, nefarious things to prop up totalitarian dictators in Eastern Europe. That was the press report at the time. Well, it looks like perhaps the Mueller team is looking at this. Now, here's the other thing. If Manafort was collaborating with Russians behind the scenes without the president's knowledge, that would make the president a victim too. Democrats won't like that. Democrats are positively convinced that the president was working with the Kremlin, but there is no evidence of this. And I do have to tell you, even if there was evidence of collaboration, it's not a crime. You may not like it. It may be unethical. It may be something you wish hadn't happened. It may be that essentially the election was stolen, where we use the word steal loosely, but it's not a crime. There is no evidence out there that the Russians actually stole the election. There is no evidence out there that the Russians actually stole votes. What the Democrats are arguing now, they keep moving the goalposts on this, and they've moved the goalposts to the point now where they have concluded that what the Russians did is they didn't steal the election. It's just that they were able to persuade those 70,000 people in Michigan, Pennsylvania, and Wisconsin that without the Russians, these 70,000 people would not have been persuaded to vote for Donald Trump. Now, the evidence that this is bull malarkey comes from Hillary Clinton herself, who did not campaign in Wisconsin. She did not campaign in Wisconsin. Hillary Clinton spent more resources devoted to Texas than she did to Wisconsin. She thought she had it in the bag, and she didn't. Absolutely nonsense to think that the Russians stole this election. And what this is doing for the Democrats is preventing them from actually coming to terms with the fact that their candidate was terrible. Not only is it preventing them from coming to terms with the fact that their candidate was terrible, but what it is also doing is reinforcing their echo chamber that they're victims and that they've been done wrong. And as a result, they're becoming angrier and more hostile and more bitter. And we're seeing this even in things like what's happening with Google. James Damore being fired. There's actually news on that front today. Some real evidence, I think, that we can now say for certain why James Damore was fired, and it really didn't have anything to do with his memo. It had to do with him essentially being the kid who said the emperor had no clothes. And in Google Stan, instead of the kid getting off with a slap on the wrist, the kid loses his head. That's essentially what it amounted to. The social justice warriors at Google now feel emboldened, and hell hath no fury like a humorless social justice warrior.
Erick Erickson and Atlanta's Evening News.
Who is that guy? I love him.
The information you need and the truth you demand every night on News 95.5 and AM 750 WSB. Atlanta's Evening News is sponsored by Comcast Business.
All right, you have a Mattress Firm next segment, 2950s, you're out.
All right.
Left lane in that same area. We'll get all of the south side interstates here on our next report. I'm up over 85 north right now, and it's really routine volume, very slow from before Chamblee Tucker to Indian Trail. From Chamblee Tucker up to Highway 20, the Mall of Georgia, that's about 35 to 37 minutes. 316 eastbound is every bit of 35 minutes from I-85 out into Decula. And remember, La Vista Road still blocked north of North Druid Hills with utility work when a tree took down wires in the heavy rain this morning. Veronica Harrell, Cool Ray Carrier Traffic Center.
At 400 northbound, the usual bumper-to-bumper ride from before 285 getting out to Northridge, then on and off the brakes from before 141 out to Highway 369 over in Forsyth County, and 400 southbound, you are jamming in around Mansell Road. And don't forget, over in Sandy Springs, Windsor Parkway shut down between Peachtree, Dunwoody, and Roswell because of flooding. Northwest, David Hubbard.
Headed up 75 northbound into Cobb. You're going to need about 20 minutes to get from 285 up to Chastain Road. 575 WSB Jam Cam shows some trouble off to the right. That's before Highway 92. You open up past that. I'm David Hubbard. Triple D Traffic, WSB.
WSB's Clark Howard scores special tickets at a special price Thursday night at Cool Ray Field for the Gwinnett Braves.
I've secured dugout seats for WSB listeners for only $9.55. And meet WSB's Mark Aram and Eric Von Hessler at the game that night. Get your G-Braves tickets now at WSBRadio.com.
Click Events on WSBRadio.com. Look for Clark Howard Night at the Gwinnett Braves. Use ticket code Clark. See you Thursday.
For 3 generations, Delta Plumbing has been getting Atlanta unclogged, unstuck, and unbothered. Hey, it's Mark Aram here, and when I have any plumbing issues at all, I head straight online to educatedplumber.com. educatedplumber.com.
Here's a message from Vein Atlanta, one of the largest vein clinics in the United States.
Hi, I'm Dr. Pravasti. Do you experience heavy, tired, achy, or painful legs? At night, do you have leg cramps or restless leg? Do your ankles swell? Do you have bulging varicose veins? Maybe your legs have red or brown discoloration or irritated skin. Are you ready to get rid of those spider veins? These conditions can be caused by vein problems, which Vein Atlanta can help you resolve. At Vein Atlanta, we are experienced cardiovascular surgeons who specialize in total vein care. All diagnostic examinations and treatments are done in the office. We have a specialized staff that will explain everything to you. Our patient advocates will work with your insurance carrier to maximize your coverage. Isn't it time you came in for an evaluation and see how Vein Atlanta can help you?
Is a high deductible stopping you? Vein Atlanta has a 12-month 0% payment plan available. To learn more, visit veinatlanta.com. That's veinatlanta.com.
What is known for its acrobatic skills and could be making a mess in your attic? If you said the ghost of an old circus performer, we can't help you with that. And we don't know who can. However, if you're dealing with damage-causing squirrels, All Good Pest Solutions is here to help. Give us a call at 770-339-4500 or visit allgoodservices.com and let our family protect yours. That's All Good Pest Solutions at 770-339-4500.
Well, there's not many things sadder than seeing your two-wheel dreamsicle line twisted on the pavement. Neil Bortz for my friends at Steel Horse Law, a law firm dedicated to protecting downed bikers' rights. Attorney George Stein and his team will get you back on the road. Steel Horse Law can help turn those cold, empty cylinders back into buckets full of screaming hot gases in no time at all. Get help or get your free Rider's Advantage card at steelhorselaw.com.
Hi, I'm Brian from 1-800-GOT-JUNK.
Fred looks 20 years younger.
Fred?
My next-door neighbor. You guys were there yesterday.
He wanted to wear my hat.
20 years younger!
All you have to do is point, and whatever you're pointing at will disappear.
Let's get rid of that, and that, and that.
Will there be anything else?
I feel amazing.
Spread the word, ma'am. Call 1-800-GOT-JUNK or visit 1-800-GOTJUNK.com.
Tom, I want to give Sarah jewelry, but I need options.
That's easy, Chad, and Shane Company's non-commissioned salespeople will help you make the perfect selection. How about upgrading the center diamond in her ring?
Hadn't thought of that.
We have thousands of loose diamonds from a 1/4 carat to over 4 carats.
Wow.
With Shane Company, you can keep upgrading her diamond in the future without having to spend double like the other jewelers force you to do.
Well, we both like that.
Stackable bands are a hot trend.
Oh.
We have hundreds of exclusive styles from around $300 to several thousand.
Wow.
She can wear the bands next to her wedding ring or on her right hand.
Huh.
We also have diamond pendants from a few $100s to $5,000 and diamond earrings from $150 to over $25,000.
She also likes colorful things.
Perfect. We have natural sapphires in over a dozen colors because I handpicked the stones at the cutters in Bangkok, eliminating all middlemen. You'll get a much prettier stone for way less money.
This is going to be easy. Thanks, Tom.
Now you have a friend in the jewelry business. Shane Company and Shanko.com.
FY24, WSB, the downtown delays are routine. The trip time between Buckhead and I-20, if you left 400 south from Lennox right now, that's about 35 minutes. 75 chance from Howell Mill and 85 from Cheshire Ridge. The northbound ride is slow on the connector being passing Freedom Parkway out to 85 north up to Claremont. A reminder that Mooresville is still blocked with a tree down just west of Peachtree Battle. Peachtree Battle jammed as an alternate, and don't use West Wesley. It's blocked with long-term road repair. Use DeForest Ferry instead. With Alex Williams, School Ray Carrier Traffic Center.
I-20 eastbound into Cobb County. It's just
all right, coming to you soon to
right
Mattress
now
Firm.
between 285 and Panola Road. Earlier crash, still working on the right shoulder. 20 westbound before Panola, slowing you back towards Evans Mill. I-20 westbound on the west side, much better than it was this morning. It's delay-free, getting out past 285. Tap of the brakes towards Thornton Road. Doug?
Full tap of the brakes, 85 south, trying to get between Flat Shoals and 138. A left lane wreck in the Forest Park area, 75 south at 285. You're slow before and after that. 675 is not bad, though, through Clayton County. Triple team traffic every 6 minutes. WSB.
Erick Erickson here, News 95.5 AM 750 WSB. It is 25 past the hour. Folks, time is running out to get into Mattress Firm. The clock is ticking on you. If you want to get in, take advantage. You get one of their free Yeti coolers or Yeti tumblers. They filled up supplies this past Monday, and they're not filling up supplies again. So you got to get in there, and if they still get supplies, you have the ability to get a free Yeti tumbler when you get a mattress. They've got great deals going on right now. It's the end of their summer sale, their Sleep Cool sale, where they've got all the best in cooling mattress technology. And believe it or not, there actually are mattresses out there where at night they actually take body heat away from you and keep you cool at night instead of piling it up around you like a lot of traditional mattresses do. So if you want a better night's sleep and you want a cooler night's sleep, get into Mattress Firm today. They have unbelievable sales right now. They've got great brands, all the mattress brands you love, and you can take it home and sleep on it for up to 120 nights. And if you're not satisfied, take it back. They want to make sure that you get the mattress that's right for you, because a mattress is an investment. It's like a 10-year investment, 8 to 10 years. Once you get to 8 to 10 years, probably time to get a new mattress, but they want to make sure you're going to find something that you'll be happy with for that long. The best way to do it is to take it home, sleep on it for several nights, and if you don't like it, for a small processing fee, take it back. Mattress Firm will gladly do that, and you can find a different mattress. Find what's right for you at Mattress Firm. This Google story continues to manifest itself. What's happening today at that company is crazy, and there's some data out. Things are not actually well at Google. It turns out they have spent upwards of $1 billion on diversity. Yeah, with a B. And they're still a 75% white male company. So there really isn't diversity at Google. So here comes James Damore and essentially writes a memo saying you're doing it wrong. There are ways to do this, and you're not doing the right things to increase diversity. And what happens? The social justice warriors come out after him. In fact, there are Google employees today, female Google employees, who are saying they're compiling lists of employees who need to be fired for not being supportive of diversity enough. In fact, one of them even wanted to know, openly speculated on social media and in an internal Google chat room for their company, if they needed a trial first. Did they need to put this person on trial? The Inquisition has returned. The social justice warrior Inquisition and the feminist wannabe Torquemada. These people are nuts. They really are. They are unhinged and insane, and they're humorless feminists. I mean, they've got comfortable shoes. All feminists wear comfortable shoes, but they put on the comfortable shoes and they lose their humor. I have no idea why feminists are humorless, miserable people. I mean, feminism, though, modern feminism, I should say, there's a big difference from old school feminism where women just actually wanted to go to work and be treated respectfully and civilly and equally in the workforce. Well, they've got that, so now they have to come up with a list of grievances to actually perpetuate and fund the machine that funds feminism, and they've become bitter, angry people jealous of other women's success. I mean, that is, yes, their underwear may be too tight. You never know. I mean, good gracious, did you hear Ashley Judd? Some TSA agent called her sweetheart at the airport. She lost it on the person. Absolutely lost it on the person. What a humorless, unhappy person she is. Jealous of her sister's success, by the way. She is. Just like a lot of these angry feminists are jealous of other women's success. That's what feminism has become in this country. Angry women jealous of other women's success. And now at Google, they're out to get anyone who isn't sufficiently bitter and unhappy with them. The whole social justice warrior thing. There's this article, I referenced it yesterday, I guess filling in for Herman yesterday. The YA market, the youth market for books. These people they're a bunch of social justice warriors, and they've decided that if you're a white woman, for example, you're only allowed to write a book about white women. But then when you write the book about white women, they're going to attack you for not being diverse enough. I know, I'm not kidding. I mean, it is just, Kafka would be proud of the modern social justice warriors. Crazy. When we come back, we got to get into North Korea. General Mattis, well,
10.
He's the grown-up in the room.
This is Atlanta's 24-hour news, weather, and traffic. News 95.5 and AM 750. WSB. Atlanta's news starts now.
It is 5:30. I'm Chris Chandler, live in the WSB 24-hour newsroom. Here is what that grown-up in the room had to say today. Fire and fury from the president yesterday. Today, that stern warning to Kim Jong-un from the Pentagon.
Defense Secretary Jim Mattis says North Korea should not be weighing actions that would lead to the end of its regime and the destruction of its people. North Korea's army issued a statement earlier today saying it's studying a plan to create an enveloping fire with ballistic missiles in areas around Guam. The Pentagon chief responded by saying any action by North Korea would be grossly overmatched by the U.S., and Pyongyang would lose any arms race or conflict it starts. Ben Thomas, Washington.
71 degrees on Peachtree Street. It is 5:31. WSB meteorologist Kirk Mellish has his exclusive 5-day forecast on the way. Now, Triple Team Traffic, here is Doug Turnbull.
Been dealing with several Service Street problems for this morning. A tree knocked down some wires on the Vista just north of North Druid Hills. That road's still blocked. There was utility work. Claremont, your alternate. The whole area is kind of jammed up anyway around Toco Hills. Forest Mill Road blocked just west of Peachtree Battle Avenue with a tree down. That's really crushed Peachtree Battle. West Wesley, not a good alternate because it's blocked with a long-term closure just off of Forestville, so use DeForest Ferry instead. We've got Windsor Parkway that's been washed out between Peachtree, Dunwoody, and Roswell Road. We're en route to check that in the Skycopter, and really nothing to take an alternate for downtown. 75-85 south, still 30 to 35 minutes between Buckhead and I-20. Crash to the left lane on the south side, 75 south, and I-285 in Clayton County. Veronica Harrell, Cool Ray Carrier Traffic Center.
And over on the inner loop, 285, watching some volume. 285 northbound slow go from Paces Ferry out to the river, and the usual 52-minute ride. 285 eastbound southbound from Georgia 400 out to Memorial. Outer loop, Alex Williams.
285 westbound jammed in. If you're heading over to SunTrust Park in the Battery, you're on the brakes from Georgia 400 over to the I-75 Cobb Cloverleaf. Southbound delays continue pretty tough getting down towards I-20. Triple Team Traffic, WSB.
FBI raid on Paul Manafort's house in Virginia. As you have been hearing, agents looking for documents and other material, reportedly including bank records, apparently related to the Russia investigation in some way. That investigation in which the former Trump campaign chairman Manafort is a key figure. Notably, this raid came shortly after Manafort spoke to Senate Intelligence Committee investigators last month, but the news became public via a leak today. French authorities raid a building outside Paris. It may be where the suspect in today's car attack on soldiers lives. He is in custody after trying to get away. Investigators believe those soldiers were purposely targeted. Counterterrorism investigation it is. The prosecutor in Florida, Adrian Ellis, says Tiger Woods is not getting any special treatment.
It's standard. He was not treated any differently than anybody else. This is anyone else in the same position as him would be offered the same exact thing. There's no prior DUI history.
Woods has agreed to plead guilty to reckless driving and enter a diversion program. If he finishes that, his record then will be wiped clean. An Alpharetta fourth grader begins his first week of school as a world champion golfer. Here's WSB Sports Director Jay Black.
Patton Malcolm must have the best story to tell when the teacher asks him what he did this summer. Malcolm wins the U.S. Kids Golf World title in the 10-year-old division.
I was really shocked because there's a lot of good players over there, and I'm just so glad that I had a chance to experience that.
Patman is a student at Crabapple Crossing Elementary School. He won the title with a 3-round score of 13 under par at a course outside of Pinehurst, North Carolina. Now the next step.
I want to be a professional golfer and play on the PGA Tour.
Jay Black, WSB.
WSB News Time 5:33.
Accurate coverage of the Trump White House.
Led by WSB's Jamie Dupree.
Every day on News 95.5 and AM 750 WSB.
At jamiedupree.com.
I'm Jamie Dupree in Washington, D.C. When we're not doing the news, we're talking about the news.
Atlanta's news, weather, and traffic. WSB. Depend on it.
You just finished a long day at work. You finally made it through traffic. You can't wait to just be at home. You open the door, and even before your dog greets you, you're met with a blast of hot air. I bet I know what caused that. I've been there. Monica Kaufman-Pearson here. It was a coolant leak, right? Those are pretty common, usually require a recharge. Now, most companies will charge you hundreds of dollars for that. Not my friends at Castile. They're the 5-star home service heroes that offer free Freon with your repair or replacement. Free! That's my favorite price. And with Castile, you're going to get amazing care. The proof is in their 5-star and A+ reviews. Over 15,000 of them. If your AC isn't keeping you cool, get Castile comfortable and save hundreds of dollars.
Castile is a train comfort specialist. It's hard to stop a train. CastileAir.com.
Castile comfortable. You won't pay for Freon. Castile heating and cooling and plumbing and electrical too.
A huge lakefront liquidation is taking place this Saturday on Lake Huey, the #1 lake in the Southeast. This freshwater lake is second to none, and this Saturday, 8 lakefront home sites will be sold directly by the owner for just pennies on the dollar. For example, a 3-acre lakefront is only $29.9. That's correct. You can own an amazing 3-acre lakefront for under $30,000. And that's not all. You pay no closing costs this Saturday. You must be present to purchase, and all 8 lakefronts will be sold on a first-come, first-choice basis, so don't delay. Call now, 800-675-1800. These 8 lakefront have it all: crystal clear water, huge lake and mountain views, grand gated entrance, lakefront park, paddleboard and kayak area, and so much more. It's all here, and it's all available this Saturday. To see how you can own 3 acres of lakefront on Lake Kiowee for only $29.9, call now, 800-675-1800, 800-675-1800.
One bad thing about being on the road in the Bortz bus, don't have my hot spring spa, and boy, I missed that. Missed the big green egg, too. That's probably what's going to drive me back to Naples. I hope you've checked out these incredible hot spring spas. You can look at them at any one of the 4 locations: Kennesaw, Athens, Buford, or Alpharetta, or check them out online at georgiaspacompany.com. Trust me, the trouble-free hot spring spas at the Georgia Spa Company. Go check them out.
Download WSB Triple Team Traffic Alerts on your iPhone or Android, the first local app dedicated to Georgia commuters.
It connects you to the WSB reporters in the Skycopter.
With first word when trouble breaks out for your drive.
You hear about it first. Automatically open it,
drive,
and depend on it.
WSB News Time 536, Triple Team Traffic now, Doug Turnbull.
From Midtown to Highway 20 to Mall of Georgia, 85 northbound is going to be every bit of 15 minutes. It's really the routine volume, though, as you head into Gwinnett County at 316 eastbound jam from I-85 all the way through Lawrenceville. Veronica Rell, Cool Ray Carrier Traffic Center.
35 minutes, 400 northbound from Lenox to Old Milton out into the Alpharetta area. Alpharetta coming, you're dealing with delays from McFarland out to 141 and pack it in 400 southbound at Haynes Bridge. Northwest, David Hubbard.
Not too bad in DeKalb, about 20 minutes to get from the perimeter up to Bear Parkway. 575 headed out towards Cherokee. Collision Man needed 17 minutes to get out to Town Lake Parkway. And look out for construction delays. Cumberland Parkway near Beach Haven Trail. Both inside lanes are closed there. Triple Team Traffic, WSB.
Atlanta Radio's only 5-day forecast with WSB meteorologist Kurt Millish.
Still stuck in a weather rut and expecting this pattern to continue with only minor variation through the next 5 days. For tonight, generally cloudy, scattered showers diminishing late, lows near 71. For tomorrow, mostly cloudy with a 50% chance of a return shower or thunder shower, high 82, low 72. On Friday, mostly cloudy to partly cloudy, a 50% chance of a thunderstorm, high 85, low 72. For Saturday, a mix of sun and clouds, a 30% chance of an afternoon thunderstorm, high around 88 and a low around 72. My exclusive 5-day forecast, Sunday and Monday, a thunderstorm 60% likely, mostly cloudy to partly cloudy, highs Sunday 88, Monday 86, lows 71.
It's 71 degrees on Peachtree Street at 538. Let me mention something here quickly. You may have seen this photo that Jamie Dupree has just tweeted out from Washington. There's major police activity near the EPA headquarters in Washington, 12th and Constitution, roughly, Jamie says. He's tweeted out a photo, and we've seen others online that show maybe 20 law enforcement vehicles, Jamie says, including Homeland Security. Report of shots fired, but Jamie says the immediate word, at least the first word, is that it was a false report. If you see some word of this on Twitter or elsewhere, Jamie says at the moment appears to have been nothing, just a very cautious response, as could be expected. But if it does prove to be more, we'll let you know, of course. 5:39 now. I'm Chris Chandler, News 95.5 and AM 750 WSB. Depend on it.
39 after the hour. Erick Erickson here, News 95.5 AM 750 WSB, Atlanta's Evening News. Let's talk about North Korea a bit. We had this interesting situation yesterday. So word comes out that the North Koreans have miniaturized a nuclear bomb. They're able to put it on top of an intercontinental ballistic missile. We now know they have developed intercontinental ballistic missiles that can reach Alaska, Hawaii, and the American West Coast. So they've developed this thing, and they can deploy it. The President of the United States then comes out with a statement that basically he would rain down fire on North Korea if they keep threatening us. Not if they use it, but if they keep threatening us. Within an hour of the president's statement, North Korean state-run television came on and said the North Koreans were thinking of using their new weapons on Guam, an American territory. That hasn't tipped over, Hank Johnson. It's still there, just so you know, Hank Johnson. Guam hasn't tipped over. The North Koreans might want to tip it over, but it's still there. So the president said if the North Koreans threatened us, he would rain down fire on them. The North Koreans threatened us, and the president hasn't done anything yet. And I got to tell you, a lot of my friends on the right have heartburn about the president's statement. I don't. I really don't. This isn't a rah-rah sort of thing, but I'm kind of glad to see a president of the United States stand up and very bluntly say, we will annihilate you. And that is what General Mattis has done today. Mad Dog Mattis, the now Secretary of Defense, former highly regarded Marine general, has issued a statement saying to North Korea that we will end you. You will be gone, removed from the map if you do anything. Now, and it is worth pointing out, the reason we are in this situation is because 3 consecutive presidential administrations failed to stop North Korea. Republicans and Democrats alike failed to stop North Korea. Bill Clinton structured a deal, and we gotta, for everyone who wants to just heap all of the blame on Bill Clinton, we do need to point out that Jimmy Carter did undermine him a bit. Jimmy Carter scuttled, helped ruin the deal. Jimmy Carter essentially told the North Koreans we didn't really mean it. He negotiated more money for them. Carter is such a terrible, terrible president. He really was. If he would just go off and build habitat-free amenity houses, everybody would be okay. But Jimmy Carter fancies himself some sort of negotiator, and he's a terrible negotiator. He couldn't get the hostages released from Iran. He couldn't do anything. And yet he still fancies himself something. He just needs to go away. But Bill Clinton was the president who signed off on the bad deal. And the North Koreans continued to build nuclear weapons. Develop them, I should say. Where did they get the uranium from anyway? Iran. Yeah. George W. Bush took up the flag, and George W. Bush tried to negotiate a multilateral solution, bringing the Chinese to the table. They tried one-on-one negotiations with North Korea. That didn't work. They wanted multilateral negotiations with China. The Chinese didn't want to participate. It took them forever. They did it, and guess what didn't work? Barack Obama decided he, too, would take on the North Koreans and try to stop their nuclear procurement. It didn't work, and now it appears the Norks have a nuke, and they want to use it on us. So Donald Trump has to deal with the failure of his 3 predecessors. Will he? We'll find out. We'll also find out what traffic looks like with Doug Turnbull.
Hey, and I was just flying through the King and Queen area, Eric, at 543 WSB, and I just saw it looked like trouble maybe on the left shoulder, 285 eastbound, the inner loop right around Chamblee, Dunwoody Road. The delays are before Ashford, Dunwoody, and then east and south beyond it, all the way around to Memorial Drive. That's typical. Your outer loop ride, 285 west and south, also typically slow, 40 to 45 minutes to go Georgia 400 around to I-20, the West Expressway. Just flew over Windsor Parkway. It is still shut down there over at Nancy Creek, right at Northland Drive, just east of the 400 bridge, but no big delays there. That Sandy Springs closure for this morning, Eric.
I'm not laughing at Doug. I'm sorry. Y'all, someone... I don't know where this is. Oh my gosh. There's a Walmart somewhere. I'm putting this on Twitter. I'm retweeting this. Somewhere there is a Walmart selling rifles. And the rifles are being sold under a sign that says, "Own the school year like a hero." Yes. Yes, it is a Walmart selling guns underneath a sign that says, "Own the school year like a hero." I just retweeted this. You can go to twitter.com/EW Erickson and see it for yourself. It is a Walmart. Wow. I have no idea who thought that was who thought this was a good idea. But there you have it. Yes. Own the school year like a hero. Buy a long barrel rifle at Walmart. My kid does want to be on the rifle team at our school. We have a rifle team at our school. But that's not exactly what I think this is implying. So, also you should know Franklin is the first hurricane of the Atlantic season. Franklin has developed. It looks like it is headed towards Mexico. It is no threat to us. I got to tell you guys, though, I am tired of the rain. We got sunshine right now here, but I'm tired of the rain, and I don't want to be tired of the rain because at some point the rain is going to stop. But for now, I think we've had enough rain, and right now I'm checking radar. We've got rain moving into the area. It will be over Villa Rica now in the next, looks like it'll be over Villa Rica in the next 15 minutes, headed towards Douglasville and over the towards you. It'll be towards you in the next 15 to 20 minutes, depending on where you are. Douglasville, it'll be raining on you within the next 30 minutes. Can we just have a dry day? I'm starting to worry that there's going to be so many clouds on eclipse day that none of us are going to be able to see the eclipse.
When everything's changing around you, there's a voice that's consistent and honest. Erick Erickson. Every day, 5 till 7. News 95.5 and AM 750. WSB. WSB's Clark Howard is here to help you save more, spend less, and avoid getting ripped off.
I polled my staff the other day, and out of everybody I have on the Clark team working on our digital properties and my TV work and radio, there were only 2 people who still subscribe to a regular pay TV package, a traditional one from cable or satellite. And the change that's going on, the younger someone is, the less likely they're ever going to sign up for a traditional pay TV package. To this point, Disney, who's been losing subscribers like crazy to their traditional cable channels, is now going to be offering a stream for sports programming and a stream for television and movies. And so instead of getting the Disney stuff, the ESPN type sports programming from a cable provider, a satellite provider, you'll be able to go straight to Disney and watch stuff on your TV, your phone, your computer, your laptop, your tablet. Wherever you are, you'll be able to watch your subscription, and you'll be able to share it with multiple people. This is the future of video in the United States. Now, if you're still paying a big monthly fee for pay TV from whoever you get it from, look at my guide at Clark.com on the various streaming options already available to save you money.
Clark Howard is on WSB, mornings noon, 5:45, and tonight at 10, and always on demand at Clark.com.
48 Doug Turnbull in the Sky Country. I am watching Mooresville about to reopen here. It looks like a Peachtree Battle Avenue in northwest Atlanta. Peachtree Battle, all sorts of gridlock in both ways. And people can't use West Wesley as an alternate because it's got shut down with a long-term closure just southeast of Mooresville Road. But I think Mooresville is completely here, about to reopen as soon as they pick up the cones. 85 northbound. It's kind of rugged. From Shallowford up to 316 takes 30 minutes. Then you jam it again. Old Peachtree to Highway 20. 316 eastbound. Layer on the brake lights just east of 95. Further right out into Lawrenceville. New trouble in the center lane 20 east at Moreland Avenue. We'll tell you how that's affecting downtown next. Veronica Harrell, Cool Ray Carrier Traffic Center.
At 400 northbound, still thick from Glen Ridge to the Martin Station. Just sluggish into Roswell. Over into the Alpharetta Cumming area. McFarland, slow going in spots out to Highway 369. Jamming in 400 southbound at Mansell and Sandy Springs. Windsor Parkway still shut down between Peachtree, Dunwoody, and Roswell Road because of flooding. Avoid that. Northwest, David Hubbard.
And 75 headed into Cobb, not too bad. A little slow from the south loop up the Chastain Road. And 575's out toward Cherokee. You're going to open up once you get past Highway 92. Triple Team Traffic, WSB.
$7,000 off on a new car. Wow, that sounds nice, right? How about $10,000 off a new truck? Scott Slade here, and that's just a sampling of the huge savings during the model year-end event at my dealer, Jim Ellis Chevrolet. That's right, Jim Ellis Chevy has 55 new Chevy Silverados for $10,000 off, 44 new Malibus for $7,000 off. For example, Malibu stock number ML7163's MSRP is $24,220. After rebates and the Jim Ellis discount, the sale price is only $17,220. That's $7,000 off. Just add TAVT and state fees. When it comes to model year-end events to move 2017s to make room for the 2018s, no one does it better than Jim Ellis Chevrolet. For details, visit JimEllisChevy.com, or better yet, stop by on Peachtree Industrial just inside the perimeter. Find new roads to better savings at Jim Ellis Chevrolet. And since it's where I bought my new Silverado, please tell them Scott Slade sent you.
It's no secret that things grow well in Georgia, like peanuts, cotton, and corn. But families and communities also flourish here. That's because Georgia Power is helping bring new businesses and industries to our state. In the last 10 years alone, we've helped create over 134,000 new jobs. Because Georgia is our home too, and we want life here to thrive for all of us. Georgia Power, generating opportunity. Learn more at georgiapower.com/growth.
You may have heard of the discontinued Atlas Chalet roof shingles. You may have even had a few so-called roofing contractors knock on your door and tell you they can get you a brand new roof. It may have seemed too good to be true, but let me tell you, the Georgia Insurance Commissioners recently stated that if one Atlas Chalet shingle on your roof has storm damage, the insurance company owes for an entire new roof. Another fact, Georgia has the third highest number of claims in the United States, yet there are an estimated 40,000 homes that still have these discontinued shingles in Atlanta alone. Adam Lynn, owner of First National Roofing here. You could be one of these 40,000 homeowners and not even know it. So call us today for our free exclusive Super X 10 video roof inspection. If you think your home may have these discontinued shingles and you want the truth about your roof, call 404-500-ROOF or visit firstnationalroofing.net. First National Roofing. First in quality, first in honesty, first in warranty.
If you're drowning in IRS debt and can't afford to pay, then you need to take advantage of special IRS tax programs that are available and free yourself from IRS collection efforts once and for all. Due to the financial hardship consumers are facing during the decline in the U.S. economy, the Internal Revenue Service has made it easier to settle delinquent tax problems. An open phone line has been established by Community Tax for consumers to call and see if they qualify. Take down this number or store it in your cell phone, but call the Community Tax Helpline at 800-6 800-600-3010. If you owe back taxes to the IRS and cannot afford to pay them back, or even if you have years of unfiled tax returns, there's no need to fear anymore. But you have to call the Community Tax Helpline today at 800-600-3010 for the help that you need. Don't take on the IRS alone. They can attack your wages, savings, pension, home, and even your Social Security check. Call 800-600-3010 for your free consultation and to see if you qualify. That's 800-600-3010.
M553 does turn full WSB. If you're taking the right downtown 7585 south, this slow right for the 85-400 merge and 75 down for Powellville. You stay slow down past I-20 towards University Avenue. The northbound right is slow at Freedom Parkway, and then on 85 and 400 north trying to get out of the Midtown and Buckhead areas. Had trouble on I-20. Alex Williams.
Yeah, WSB Jam Cam shows here unit now has this crash off to the right. Was in the second left lane next
Coming to
to
you soon.
lane 20 eastbound around Moreland Avenue. That's got you jammed up back to downtown. Typical delays in DeKalb County on I-20 eastbound from 285 to Panola Road. Westbound ride, not bad. Sluggish getting past MLK. Then it's half of the brakes between Six Flags and Thornton Road. Doug?
I-75 southbound had earlier trouble just clear at I-285. You're slow from Central Avenue past that. DeForest Parkway, not bad. At Henry County, 675 and 85 are okay to the southern suburbs. 78 eastbound about 15 minutes. 285 into East Park Place. Triple T traffic every 6 minutes. WSB.
54 after the hour. I have said several times that the media is now going out of its way to salaciously report stories about Russia, to make them more than they are. There's one out there, but before I get there, I first want to go to the phones and go to Doug in Sonoya. Welcome, Doug. How are you?
Doing well. How are you?
Good.
I've heard this, and I haven't looked into it to see if it's true or not, but I've heard that since the Korean War, there was never a treaty signed, so technically the United States and North Korea are still at war.
Yes.
Okay. I haven't heard it reported and thought that might be interesting.
Yeah, they entered a ceasefire agreement, but they never actually entered a treaty agreement after the Korean War. They technically continued their state of war, but agreed to hold lines and establish a perimeter zone, a neutral zone between them, where both sides planted a bunch of landmines so neither side could cross. But we're still technically at a state of war with North Korea and have been since the end of the Korean War.
Thank you very much.
Yep,
very
absolutely, Doug. Sure. Yep. Now, this Russia story. This is CNN. An unarmed Russian Air Force aircraft overflew the U.S. Capitol, the Pentagon, Central Intelligence Agency, and Joint Base Andrews at low altitude on Wednesday. Scandal! The Russians are flying. Donald Trump is letting the Russians fly over Washington and surveil us. Turns out it's a long-standing treaty. There are a number of countries involved in the treaty, and it's called the Treaty on Open Skies. It allows military aircraft from the United States, Russia, and other nations to fly aerial observation flights over military sites of the 34 signatory nations. In fact, the Open Skies Treaty has been in effect since 2002, and there have been over 1,200 flights. It allows verification of compliance with arms control agreements. But Russia, it's Russia. The Russians are flying over Washington, people. The Russians are flying over Washington. Oh my gosh. Donald Trump, he sold out our airspace to the Russians. No, it has nothing to do with that. In fact, the Russian Air Force jet that flew over was landed at McConnell Air Force Base in Wichita, Kansas. And guess what? There were American Air Force representatives, personnel on the flight with the Russians. It was a joint flight. But you know, the media wants to play up all these stories. Any possible tie to the Russians that they can possibly make, the media wants to do this. It drives me crazy. It really does. It's such a manufactured level of outrage by the media these days. They know it's going to get them ratings. They know people are going to blame the president. They know that all of these things are going to work people up into a frenzy. It's frustrating. It really is. Now,
30.
When we come back, let's switch gears. The president has made an endorsement in the Senate race in Alabama, and it surprised a lot of people. At the same time, he's lashing out at Mitch McConnell for something Mitch McConnell said about him. And a lot of senators are starting to grumble about McConnell. I'll tell you what I know when we come back.
Here's a message from Vein Atlanta, one of the largest vein clinics in the United States.
Hi, I'm Dr. Pravasti. Do you experience heavy, tired, achy, or painful legs? At night, do you have leg cramps or restless leg? Do your ankles swell? Do you have bulging varicose veins? Maybe your legs have red or brown discoloration or irritated skin. Are you ready to get rid of those spider veins? These conditions can be caused by vein problems, which Vein Atlanta can help you resolve. At Vein Atlanta, we are experienced cardiovascular surgeons who specialize